Amai lai lai lama mama Lecha dodi likrat kala B'nei Shabbos nekabla Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Yishmiyanu el echad Dam b'ylayra laylayra Go, my beloved, meaning God. Likrat kala, to the bride. The bride is the Jewish people, or perhaps the Shekhinah, the indwelling presence of God among the Jewish people. So why would God go to a place where His presence is not received? People who don't invite the Shekhinah with their behavior. Penei Shabbat nekabla. So God, come to the Jewish people and let us together receive the Sabbath. Now we come to one of the most difficult and controversial teachings in the Mordecai Yoseph of Isbitzer, the holy Isbitzer's book, the Mei HaShiloah, Living Waters. Everything's backwards, I know, but so read backwards. Put it in a mirror. Okay, so Pinchas. Pinchas, the son of Elazar, son of Aaron a Kohen. Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron a Kohen, Ra'ah. And he took a spear, lakach romach. I don't want to. When you don't just spot translate verses in Hebrew and saying them wrong. You have to read the verses from the. Where's my Bible? Oh, here's my Bible. I actually have a few Bibles. Bible thumper. I'm a student of the Bible and the Talmud for many years, so different versions. So here is one version, but the text of the Hebrew Bible is the same for thousands of years. So let's see. Since Moses, every word that is in this goes back to Moses 3,000 years ago. 2,800. You do the math. Parshat Pinchas. Parshas Pinchas says, Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aharon HaKohen heshiv et chamati ma'al b'nei Yisrael b'kan'o et kinati b'tocham v'lo chiliti et b'nei Yisrael b'kinati. So before that, it said, Pinchas, son of Elazar, the verse that the Mei HaShiloah, Rabbi Mordecai Yoseph of Isbitzer, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, is referring to, is in the previous parsha, Numbers chapter 25, verse 7, which says, and Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aharon HaKohen vayar Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen, and Pinchas, son of Elazar, son of Aaron, the high priest, saw vayakam mitoch eda, and he got up from among the congregation. Vayikach romach biyado, and he took a spear in his hand and he executed Zimri and Cosbi, executed the prince of the tribe of Shimon and his paramour, Cosbi, the son of the daughter of the Midianite king. If it was the son of the Midianite king, it would be more interesting. So anyhow, because they were fornicating in public, but she was a daughter. Was she a son dressed in drag? There's no proof that she was not, Except, because that's clearly the Bible wouldn't say such a thing. Or would it? I don't know. The Bible is generally a modest text describing very disgusting and immodest things at times, but it uses a modest language. Back to the Isbitzer. So, it says, you don't say that Zimri, all the rabbis say Zimri was being a pervert, like everybody. The Midianites were sent their daughters to prostitute themselves with the children of Israel, and the children of Israel were sinning. And then there was a big plague because Balak sent Bilam to curse the Jews, and in the previous chapter, and it didn't work. So they realized they couldn't. They thought that they couldn't win them with a war. They couldn't win them with the cursing, with the mouth, because Moses' mouth of holiness and his blessings and God speaking through his mouth was much more powerful than Bilam's, the magician's, curses. So they said, we can't win over with the mouth, but we could win over them with sexual temptation. So they said they had the very beautiful daughters. They dressed up like, look out, dressed to kill. Dressed to kill, literally. So then the ladies came and they seduced the children, the men of the children of Israel, and then Zimri and Cosbi. So Zimri takes Cosbi, the daughter of Balak, the Midianite king, and says, Cosbi bat Sur, the daughter of Sur, who was a Midianite. And it was one of the kings. So the prince of one of the 12 tribes takes a Midianite. He goes to Moses and says, you took a Midianite woman, I can take a Midianite woman too. Moses did not allow him to. Zimri thought Moses was a hypocrite or getting an unfair treatment. He goes and he takes her and he fornicates in public. Pinchas can't stand this. He's a righteous zealot. And he throws the spear and kills them both. So, my friend Emre Sonmez was once playing a concert at the Harvard Lampoon magazine at Harvard University, and they had a building, and they had a concert in the building. He was playing bass in a rock band. There was a lot of dancing. And then, we're talking about back in the 80s, I guess, 1980s, a woman and a man were dancing, and they were so into it, and they were hugging and kissing, and then they got down on the floor, and they started fornicating. He witnessed this. He said, you know what that made me feel? I wanted to go down and take my bass guitar and beat them to a bloody pulp. I think many people would have this natural reaction. There's a line with morality, there's a line, everybody has their line of morality. The Torah has its line of morality, certainly regarding such tremendous lewdness. But the Mei HaShiloah goes against all of the interpretation that Zimri was bad, because that's the way of the Mei HaShiloah. He always sees beyond the evil into some kind of interior motive, even for things that we would call severely unethical. So it would not be, God forbid, occur to anyone that Zimri was engaged in random or lewd sexual behavior called ni'uf. Ni'uf is random or lewd sexual behavior, like adultery is a ni'uf. So God forbid that how could the Torah have a whole parsha, a section dedicated to ni'uf? But there's a whole secret in the whole affair. There's 10 levels of znut, 10 levels of perversity, and Zimri was at the highest level, staying away. So the lowest level is you get up and you go and you're going to score in the bar or disco or whatever. You want to have lewd behavior. The highest level is staying away so much from staying in the yeshiva, staying at home, wherever, and staying and barely looking at woman. He was a tzaddik. So it shows that it was not in his power to refrain. With each level of the 10 levels, it's more difficult to escape the transgression, going down, down, down. So he's up at the top, and okay. So the 10th, so the first level is pervert, and the 10th level is tzaddik, righteous, chaste. And so when the evil inclination comes up, everybody has an evil inclination. Some control it, some don't. So if you're guarding yourself completely, and that comes up, then it's not your fault. It's God's fault. God wants this somehow. She was his soulmate. Cosbi was his soulmate, but not in that generation. The Arizal says it wasn't ready. It was like eating unripe fruits. He deserved it. Could be it's God's will. It was God's will, but everything in retrospect is God's will. The question is, how do you know what's in the present God's will? And that's a different subject. You have to be so deep in inspecting the soul and reckoning it that you get to the point where you just know. That's called tikifut. And going ahead based on just knowing, tikifut. Full speed ahead, don't look right or left. It's called tikifut. Pinchas was a zealot because he couldn't stand the fact that this would happen. So, and it says in Hosea, Israel is a child and I loved him. This is precisely because the matter of Pinchas, for he judged Zimri as a no'ef ba'alma, basically a corrupt person, your average pervert, right? And the judgment of this is that a zealot can kill him. The judgment in the Torah that if a zealot sees Boel Aramit, sees somebody having relations with a non-Jew, he can kill that person without consulting the court. If he consults the court, he has to follow the judgment of the court. But it's like my friend Emre. He wanted to. That urge was a holy urge and a refined urge, and Pinchas had to refine that, see whether it was truly holy. You can't just be a zealot. You have to be a refined zealot. If you're going to be a zealot, it has to be completely clear that what you're doing for is God's will. Pinchas didn't understand the depth of the situation. He saw only through human eyes, but nevertheless, Hashem Yitbarach loved Pinchas and agreed with him, for in Pinchas's mind he had done a great and self-sacrificing act of zealotry. Shomrim, Afkid le'ircha kol hayom ve'kol halayla. O shomrim, afkid le'ircha kol hayom ve'kol halayla. Shomrim, afkid le'ircha kol hayom ve'kol halayla. Shomrim afkid le'ircha kol hayom ve'kol halayla. Shomrim afkid le'ircha kol hayom ve'kol halayla. Shomrim afkid le'ircha kol hayom ve'kol halayla.